sometimes you just know from the title. Though this is a game with two different titles. On the box it's Pachinko GP, on the title screen it's Pachinko Grand Prix. And in both cases the warning sign is there. Pachinko was Japan's gambling obsession, and the bane of every collector of Japanese video games. It has the same roots as pinball, though pinball dropped its gambling machine connection a long time ago. When you'd go into a pachinko parlor, you'd pay and get a bucket of ball bearings. Then you'd put those into a pachinko machine, it would launch the balls up with a power that you dialed in, and then the balls dropped down through a pegboard. If they hit targets, then more ball bearings came out of the machine. When you were done, you took however many ball bearings you had to the counter, where a machine would quickly count them up, and you'd get prizes based on how many you had. And then you'd go next door and sell those cheap trinket prizes for actual cash, which was your real winnings. Although you could technically aim the balls by adjusting the force, the mechanical motions of the machine and the balls bouncing randomized the results. And of course, the way the machines were built, the odds were not in favor of you coming out ahead. In Pachinko GP, you're taking part in a pachinko tournament across Japan. In 8 different cities, you'll visit a pachinko parlor and have to complete a series of 3 challenges. First, you'll have to get a certain number of balls within a time limit. Second, you'll have to get a larger number of balls out of a machine. And third, you'll have to get a large number of balls out of 3 machines. And by 3 machines, I mean 3 of the same style of pachinko machine, just with the pins bent different ways. It takes quite a while to clear a stage. The first one, Sen and Sapporo, will likely take you more than an hour. For that first round with the timer, you just have to play the machine that you're given. You hit right and left to adjust power, and hold down the A button to shoot the balls. The power gradually decreases over time, so you can't walk away and do something else while the game plays itself. For the other 2 rounds, you can get an up-close view of the pins, and if you don't like the way that they're bent, then you can switch to another machine. You can also play for a bit and then switch to another machine. In fact, this is a vital technique for the 3rd round, since some layouts will be much better than others. So what you do is you play one of those easy pachinko machines, run up your score to be close to the threshold for clearing the machine, and then switch to one of the machines that has a worse pin configuration. Make a couple of shots to push you over the limit, and then you've cleared the machine that you're sitting at. You can tell which machine you're sitting at by the little number in the upper right-hand corner, so if you found a walkthrough that guided you to the best machines, that's how you'd identify them. I don't think such a walkthrough exists though, and frankly, I don't think anyone should write that kind of thing. Once you clear the 3rd machine in the 3rd round, you save the game, and then advance to the next city. You can also save the game at any time in rounds 2 and 3 by pressing the Start button, and then selecting End. Though that does take you back to the main menu. Unsurprisingly, Pachinko GP is extremely obscure in Japan. Even there, pachinko games really aren't something that people go back to. As for my take, well, let's set aside the fact that it is just pachinko. I actually think this is one of the stronger 8-bit pachinko games I've played. That is really damning with faint praise here, but I've played awful pachinko games. In fact, I talked about one released on the Disk System a few weeks ago. This isn't one of them. At the very least, Pachinko GP is one of those gambling games where it's weighted in your favor, so you can always feel like a winner when you play. But it's still pachinko. You're never going to be able to escape that.